Brosplay!
Hello, Mr. Mustache Man. I see what you're doing.
Was that mustache on him? Or did they spray paint that?
I believe all of the facial hair has been spray painted on.
Even his eyes.
That is
even
my
his
guess.
eyebrows.
You just mentioned an annoying sound, and I wanted to show you the truly most annoying sound.
Okay. Oh. Ooh. Yeah.
Why is there a motor in my GPS?
Can you get an MP5 in this game?
Maybe.
Because it's on the top of the menu there, so it fucking better be.
It's on the top of the menu?
On the right there. Top right.
Oh. Blended in, like
It's
one of those I Spy books.
And it's firing like tank shells.
This is a 50mm MP5.
Yeah, that always confuses me, because there's two versions of a 50 caliber, is there not?
I don't think so. Believe there's a 50 caliber, which is a .50.
Right.
And then there's a 50mm grenade launcher.
50 millimeter, right.
Yeah.
Right, but 50, yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, so I think that's what I get mixed up, is millimeter versus whatever.
So I don't know if 0.5 is inches or millimeters. I think it's inches, or centimeters, sorry. I think it's inches.
So millimeters is the imperial system?
No, that's metric.
Metric system.
Yeah.
And then inches is the imperial system.
Yes.
Okay. So I was talking to a friend who's into guns, and I was asking why some guns are measured in different units, right? Like there's the 9 millimeter, which is just like perfectly I don't know if it's perfectly 9 millimeters, but it's referred to that way. And then you've got something like a 357. Like why is that so complicated?
And I'm pretty sure that's why.
He was explaining that the millimeter system is like it's one of the only situations where like people actually like it, because it has a unit of measure small enough to measure bullets properly. Whereas like 0.357 is like unnecessarily complicated.
It's a pain in the ass. Yeah,
that's just the way it was, or is, or.
Well, and if weapons are being made in a place that uses Imperial, it kind of makes sense that a bunch of weapons are going to end up being made the Imperial way. But millimeters, that's probably the biggest problem with the Imperial system, is that there's nothing smaller than an inch.
What?
Yeah, at least not that I know of, not that's commonly referred to.
They don't have centimillimeters?
Centi-inches?
Centimeters, I guess, would be the thing.
Yeah, well,
can we give them to them?
You could use a centi-inch, but it wouldn't like no one would know what you mean. It wouldn't. I don't think it would work.
Right. Well, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true.
You just declare it. You just yell it out your window. From now on, that's a pretty decent roadblock.
Yeah,
especially when you drive straight into the vehicle.
It blocked the road. Yeah.
This I gotta say, this game is a lot better than I remembered it being.
I think we just loved the original so much that when we played this as kids, we were just kind of, I don't know, I think we were just kind of disappointed that it wasn't the first game.
It does so many things better, though. It has a better setting. Like, it has more colors.
I know the colors.
It's visually impressive. Although, we played this game on the PS2, did we not?
No, we played it on the Xbox 360.
Oh.
Yeah, you would have known if we played it on the PS2.
It was really delayed, though. I remember it being very disappointed in that delay.
Really? This one didn't come out until after the PS2 version?
No, I mean just a general release delay. I mean, it was supposed to come out one year and it came out the next.
Oh, I don't actually remember that. Maybe that's part of why when we went to get it, there was no one there.
No, it's because the series didn't have any following, really.
Oh, well, that'll do it too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
What?
It's at the top of that hill. I gotta go take that very specific path up. I'm gonna take this big truck because it's actually kind of fun not having anything to stop you.
You're like Dozer.
Dozer?
Or Juggernaut, bitch. That was a terrible decision. To make that guy Juggernaut?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in the final stand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Isn't that interesting? Two third versions of superhero films that people just pretty much universally dislike. Spider-Man being the other one.
Yeah. What? Don't you think that's sort of a symptom of how we've tended to do that more and more and more recently, where as something goes on, we start to do it because we can make money off of it, and not because it's good to do anymore.
Yep.
I think that is a huge factor.
Yeah, that's why we're doing Brosplay.
Right, because it makes all the money.
Because it brings in the moolah.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we get rich.
Yeah.
Should we tell people we're kidding?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Why?
No.
Why can't they believe it?
Yeah.
We fake it till we make it, right? If they're like, oh shit, these guys are rich, maybe I should donate to them.
Ooh. Yeah. Did you know that there was one of the Jenners had like a Kickstarter to make her like extra money?
Yeah, I do remember that.
I don't think it was made by her. I'm pretty sure I said that on the show one time. It turns out just fans made it or whatever.
Yeah, I think it was for Kendall Jenner, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember.
And it was something like, she's not as rich as the other Jenners, so we have to
no.
like, help her out.
Come on, everybody, help Jenner.
I watched this video about how we raise money nowadays and how we used to raise money.
Well, we don't actually raise any money.
As a society. I also said how we make things these days.
You and I make stuff.
We do, but we don't make it the way I just described.
I'm making stuff right now.
The way I just described, though.
Can you stop interrupting me while I make stuff?
You're right in the middle of it.
Even the way you accept missions is better in this game, where you're not standing around.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking to someone uninterrupted.
Sitting down in a chair just so you can get up out of the chair.
That was pretty cool, though, the way that you could pull out the chair and sit wrong ways.
Yeah, if you wanted to just listen to what they had to say.
You gotta think that the first person who ever sat in a chair like that was like, oh, fuck.
Is that because they sat on their balls, or... I don't know what you mean.
Also, yes. But I imagine there was fire that day.
There was some fire. We were spitting fire. This is a fucking machine.
Yeah.
Dude, oh, it's one of the... Okay. I thought it was going to be a war machine.
It's a crane. It could be.
I don't think it's a crane, but yes.
It's a crane?
No,
It's a dig?
It's a digger.
It's a digger?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a gold digger.
Did you know there's a place in the States called Diggerland?
Really?
Yeah.
And they're miners?
No, it's like a it's a thing for kids, and they get to go and watch various diggers just dig up dirt.
Okay, I have seen this or heard of this, and they bring excavators and other heavy equipment in. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But it just has one of those names where, like, if you were to talk about it in like a very like crowded area, it'd be very easy to misunderstand what someone was calling it.
I love Diggerland. Yeah, I can see that being a problem.
I was just like, when someone first said it to me, I'm like, and that's the name? Like, I don't know, there's a couple names you could probably come up with that might be a little less risky.
They should have called it Mighty Machines.
Anything, really.
I know that's probably copyrighted, but
Mighty Digland.
Well, I just thought it was funny that you called them diggers.
Yeah. It is. It digs.
It does dig. That is true.
Okay, help me out here with okay. To dig is a verb, right?
Yes.
All right. So
like I'm digging those sweat. What the fuck? What the hell?
He just like casually got ahead of that. What happened?
IEDs, man. Look at that. It's like it melted. Hey, what the hell?
Who is doing that? Oh, he's over there.
Oh, he's got a grenade launcher. Oh my god. That was a beautiful billboard.
It's a tank.
It's a
tank. Yeah.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
You can sprint, eh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta. You see, you wanted me to help you with something. Digging is a verb.
No, right? Yeah. Okay. So there's verb, and then adverb, right?
Yes.
And then there's add. Wait, sorry. Then there's noun, and there's a pronoun, right?
Yeah.
Which is what?
So
Describer?
pronoun is he, she, it. Words you're not allowed to say anymore.
Oh, right. Okay. But then so then there's a verb, an adverb, but what's a proverb?
A proverb.
It's a saying.
Yeah, it is. It's like a maxim.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
It is kind of weird, yeah. Or a
No,
pronoun.
interesting, not weird.
No, it's unusual.
Don't spin my words.
Hey, you said it was weird.
The
I heard him say it.
explosions in this game are phenomenal.
And the destruction of the environment is done much better.
Yeah.
They don't just sink into the ground like Rampage.
I'm really curious as to see how good stealth can be in this game.
I wonder. You saw me absolutely mess up that vehicle,
I did.
right?
I see you do stuff all the time.
I am special with a tank.
And in my life have been impressed by people and things.
And the people and the things.
I really don't like mini-maps.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Why not?
See, in this case, it works pretty well because you have multiple objectives. But I think things on screen should be like, I think you can replace a mini-map by things on screen, level design, and just visual clarity, like things that pop out on targets and stuff like that.
So that it's obvious where to go without needing those things.
Yeah, or what to do. Like, you should never have to look to a mini-map to find out what the interactable object is in the map. And you shouldn't have to press a button to get, like, a special vision mode that allows you to see the interactable items.
I really don't like that.
They should pop out.
Like in Batman?
Like in Tomb Raider. It's like, you can't solve tombs without using your interactability mode. It's like, if I'm so fucking great if my character's so good at seeing stuff, why can't she just see stuff regular? Like, why does she need, like, heat vision mode to see what can be used? And then a game like, the Jack games, wow, that guy is he was like the ninja from G.I. Joe. Remember, he like ran around on a car.
Snake eyes.
Snake ass.
Yeah, snake ass.
Snake. Because he's so slithery.
I see an enemy tank over the horizon.
But yeah, mini maps are pretty much never good.
He's hiding.
There's very few. It also shouldn't really be like this constant thing. I think a mini map works really well if you're, let's say, you get into a vehicle that has a really good radar system and you have a really good mini map. But
that's clever.
But why would you always have? You have a fucking mini map in Red Dead 2 and 1. There's no things on the screen indicating where you need to go, but somehow in the fucking late 17th century, you somehow have a fucking radar. Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense, and they just.
So it's in like 1780 or whatever, like that.
Yeah, it's pretty late in 1700s.
Okay, so I believe that's the late 1800s, or sorry, late 18th century. The century is always.
I'm aware. I know how it works.
Well, then why'd you say the wrong thing?
I said the late 1700s.
Oh, I thought you said the late 17th century. Perhaps I was wrong. I apologize.
Maybe I said something
advance.
in the middle, like the late 17th.
I don't know if that would make that much better.
That was like $50 million. You just blew up.
Yeah. Worth it.
Helicopters are expensive. And yet they can't seem to stay in the air. Like,
just mayhem.
It's like you only put a helicopter in a movie so it can fucking crash.
Yeah, that is 100% true.
Why did they call this thing a Jaguar? Jaguars are like super nimble. And they climb trees. This thing should be called like an armadillo.
Oh, that would be a great word.
Or a rhinoceros.
A badger.
Rhinoceros.
A badger would be the number one, man. Badgers are so terrifying.
Yeah, they're pretty rough and.
I have to imagine that would hurt his heel after a while, having it constantly scrunched down in a metal door.
Or he's built up resistance to doing it so frequently. You just bash that guy up against
a pole.
Yeah. Potentially more deadly poles. Especially in the last game.
Driving through poles.
Remember how often you would drive and then a fucking building would spawn in front of you?
Yeah, the spawning, like, things spawning too late was a significant issue with that game.
Holy fuck. That's probably why we played that game for so long. It was just so funny.
Yeah, this hilarity that ensued.
There were things that we hadn't seen happen even in the last couple of episodes. forget what. Although I kind of forget everything we do in this show. Because we do it so frequently. Like, I basically don't remember anything.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I'll even find that, like, what I do to make clutchers is I write down the moments as they happen. Because I just don't want to sift through content ever. And what I'll find is, I'll be at the end of a night of playing. I'll look back at my notes and I see I've written down like 3 or 4 things. I don't remember a single one.
Yep. Well, and that's kind of the nature of it. If you remembered them all, you probably weren't that engaged.
Yeah. Well, if I remember them all, I wouldn't need to write them down.
That too. Where do you want me to go now? What do you want me to do?
And part of minimaps that I don't like is that it splits your focus and you're just frequently looking away from what you should be looking at.
Yeah, I would much prefer that it's absolutely imperative that your character, or that you, remember where you're going. You look at your map and you say, okay, I need to go east. And then you go east. You don't necessarily need...
And even better than that is a way of showing... Like a better option to minimaps would be showing me my objective, but not always on the screen. Like a button that I can press. Or with the PS4 controller, they frequently do this thing where if you just touch the touchpad, it just brings up all your objectives. And that is just so cool. It is a much better way to do it.
I agree. That's a much better solution.
Like right now, would you not say it might be more fun to not know where the tanks are coming from?
A little. It means you can't put as many tanks. Because it wouldn't be fair.
Exactly, but they've balanced it out to require the minimap. If you started not using it and just waited for them to fire on you, it would be an issue. And I almost wonder if this would be a better experience. Nice shot.
Thank you, brother.
If a tank was a serious thing, like Bad Company 2, in the first level you're like running through and shooting dudes, and then I forget which guy, what the Sarge just yells, "Tank!" Because it's a big fucking deal. They're not just constantly flying around the corner.
Well, yeah, this game just teaches you that tanks are trivial.
Right.
It's stupid.
And the more shit they throw at you, the easier it is to deal with, because you can just grab one of them.
Exactly. I don't like that when my tank runs out of bullets, what I want to do is run to another tank. That doesn't make any sense. Can you imagine getting out of your tank in the middle of warfare so that you could try and hijack a tank from an enemy?
Yeah.
Is there guns around the other side of the building? I think there is. Holy shit.
He just brought that building down.
Oh, man.
Man. No, it's Tracing Mendez.
We're not doing well with the church.
Tracy! Or no, that's the church. Why is Tracing Mendez in yellow, and yellow is the marker on your objective, but green is the color of the yellow objective marker?
Okay. I guess it's the end of the recoilless rifle.
But not you, you're fine.
No, I'm okay. I'm chill.
It's mostly the power of Peter Stormare.
Yeah,
who, by the way, is still doing stuff. He's in American Gods. He's really fucking good.
Really?
Yeah.
I need to watch that. I've
plays,
heard lots of talk.
It's a lot of talking. Just fair warning. It is not a lot of action. Although I'm sure. I mean, there's action here and there, and when it's done, it's done pretty well. But it's mostly conversations, good conversations.
Well, and it's like Game of Thrones, right? There's a lot of talking in the first 6 seasons.
Yeah, I'm trying to lessen my comparisons. You know, kind of like comparing things to Dark Souls or.
Yeah, after a while, it just becomes tired.
Yeah.
Okay, slow down, speed demon. Tanks are really not meant to be operated at that speed.
Tanks can go pretty fast. They don't look like they move very quickly, but they
especially in Russia. You ever seen videos of that?
Just like they move faster in Russia specifically.
No, I think in Russia they don't care as much about safety.
Oh, I see.
That's why. Because you'll actually see tanks rolling down just roads in Russia. How did he shoot that? Watch this.
Yeah, he's firing it down.
It does that work?
It doesn't matter how.
You know, the whole purpose of the barrel is really just to convey the bullet out to the edge. It doesn't direct it at all.
For ballistic reasons, bullets come out of your face in Siege.
Really?
Yeah, because if the bullet came out of the gun, it would have a real issue, because the way that you sight a weapon is based off of the range that you would typically be using it for, right?
Oh, okay.
And they don't want to do that in a video game. So bullets would not land where you think they land if they had the bullet come out of the barrel.
Really?
Yeah. Because they would at the optimal range that the sight was sighted in for, but yeah, video games need to be more consistent.
Yeah,
so
they want it to go straight.
They come straight out of your face, right down the scope, actually, like out of your face through your scope.
That's kind of cool.
Effectively, you barely ever notice it, but once someone mentions it to you and you see it in like slow motion, it is the funniest fucking thing.
Oh, I can imagine.
Because like someone's
people's faces.
Like someone's moving super quickly through a window, and their gun's facing forward, and they're looking at you, and then a bullet comes out of it, and you're like,
Excuse me? All right.
You have to drive all the way there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for joining us. Next time we will protect the church from the infidels.
Yeah. Or whoever.